Give me Romans 10 and 2. Give me Romans 10 and 2. And this is real. Watch what it says in Romans chapter 10, verse 2. Read that.
Con, the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2.
Read.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
Now, I use this for Christians. The Christians have a zeal of God, but they don't have it according to knowledge. I'm not talking about, let me just be honest and let me be upfront. I'm not talking about fake Christianity. I'm not talking about your cousin that be in a strip club on Saturday night and then go to church Sunday morning. I'm not talking about those Christians. I'm not talking about those Christians that are not really about Christianity. I'm talking about the Christians that's really about Christianity. And this is a message to the camps, to the Israelite community as a whole, and the camps that are leading the Israelite community. We are going to lose people, and we're going to lose souls if we don't get our act together to Christians that are serious about God in their own way, that are really about love and loving their neighbor. We're going to lose people for the lack of humility within this entire organization. And I don't care who likes it or who don't. This is not for anybody to like it or to not like it. But we're going to lose people genuinely. I've already seen it happen. Well, we've and I'm not going to say nobody's name. Well, we have lost good brothers and sisters because of the lack of empathy that we have as a nation. And then the Christian church has that empathy that we don't have. Because the Christian church, one thing I always say, the Christian church has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Right. They got a zeal. I'm not talking about the fake Christians. I'm talking about real Christians. I'm talking about real Christians that really believe in love and Jesus. Right. And we're going to lose people because they're, respectfully, the Christian church, those Christians, they're showing the love of Christ better than, and I'm not talking about your super churches. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the real Christians that really put love first. I've been around them. I've seen them. They ain't got not one lick of law, but one thing they got right is they gonna love you. And I'm gonna tell you something. Satan has transformed himself into an angel of light, and we're gonna help Satan deliver our little ones to his light, quote unquote, because of our lack of empathy for each other that we don't have as a community. And I'm gonna go back into time and show you where that lack of empathy actually comes from. Did you want to say something?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I mean, the Christians, even though they, like you said, they don't have the knowledge, but they do have the sincerity. They do have the love towards each other. They do have the community. And that's why a lot of people are drawn to it, because us as the people, we don't have the community. We don't have the love because we grew up without it. But that church, it gives you that. It doesn't give you the guidance of the law, but it gives you the love of Christ.
Right. Yeah. No, facts. And not the love of Christ in the sense of the commandments.
Of course, of course.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the actual trying to promote the fruits of the spirit.
Thank you for clarifying.
Trying to, yeah, because I don't want nobody to jump on here. You super bruise, jump on here, be like, oh, them brothers talking about the Christian church got the truth. That's not what we're saying.
No, not at all.
What we're saying is that it's a sad day when the Christian church displays better integrity in terms of the fruits of the spirit than the Israelite community. And that's sad. And even when you have brothers like Jason said, I quit watching videos because it started looking too worldly, had to unsubscribe from certain channels. It's just crazy. That's crazy. We got our sister right here. She had to me to it. Right? That's sad. Let me show y'all, let me share my screen. This is a Facebook post that actually inspired this lesson. Let me show y'all this Facebook post that actually inspired this lesson from a friend of mine on Facebook. And I'm going to read it. Let me see. Here it is right here. So I'm going to share this post that one of my friends off of Facebook. This is what inspired this lesson today. And I'm a type of person, I got to go with the spirit. Says, honestly, I'm so happy I came into this Hebrew community in 2015. Because just know, if I would have seen this show y'all got going on now, it would have been a hard pass for me. Just saying. So when I seen this from, it's my Facebook friend right here. I had to do this lesson, right? I had another lesson in mind, but really I was supposed to go into the parables of Christ But really, I'm still going into the parables of Christ, right? I'm still going into the parables of Christ tonight.
All right, Shalom, all praise.
Yesterday, this is the text message that I received from Vocab. I'm gonna read it verbatim. I am contacting you for, I feel like a mutual friend, Hassad. He wants to debate Gentile salvation with you. He would take the affirmative, you would take the negative. He's also asking that we don't spread this around. He wants to announce it on his own time. If you could, please respect his privacy. In that way, obviously, when the debate happens, it will be out.
And he knew what he was doing by still going and telling Vocab. Why would you go and tell if you wanted to reveal it on your own time? Why would you go and tell the devil? Why would you go and tell him? Because you know he wants to see some dissension. He want to see y'all debate and go back and forth.
Calling for a mutual friend. Hassad wants to debate you on my platform, or if you guys can find a different mutual platform, but I'm willing to do it and host, kind of like I did with the Michael Brown Outlaw debate on Gentile salvation. If you wanted to be a 2-on-2,
Bring the comments all the way down. I want to see
and Hakah could also be part. Just let me know yes or no, please.
I'm gonna play it one more time. For those that don't know, this is Vocab Malone. I told Vocab when I got on the phone with him, I said, Vocab, I said, now I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know, you the most hated Edomite in all Israel. Why would they go to the most hated Edomite in all Israel to ask me if I would debate? I'm gonna play it one more time.
You ain't even had to tell us who voiced that was.
Calling for a mutual friend. Hassad wants to debate you on my platform, or if you guys can find a different mutual platform, but I'm willing to do it and host, kind of like I did with the Michael Brown Outlaw debate on Gentile salvation. If you wanted to be a 2-on-2, Katazah and Hakah could also be part. Just let me know yes or no, please.
And then, hey, Katazah, then they thought it was going to be a tag team. Me and you versus him and Hakah. Do y'all know it gets worse? Then I find out Vocab contacts Gorilla Hebrew and asks him the same thing. Gorilla Hebrew texts me and says, Genesis love Gentiles. My first text message to Gorilla Hebrew was like, you know it. Wait. I get a kick out of this fucking exchange I had with Gorilla Hebrew. Because all I have done was shame this nigga Gorilla Hebrew. Gorilla Hebrew, I got to give him a little credit. That motherfucker texted me when the shit came down. I can't front. I'm a real nigga, like a real nigga, and I can give credit where credit is due. That nigga texts me 11:45 p.m. Just trying to find.
Non-Israelites can receive salvation. First and foremost, let's give all praises, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahawah. We do so by Shema Mashiach YAHAWASHI. It's Priest Akkad, joined by my beloved brother.
It's Brother Assad. What's going on, everybody?
And we don't want to waste no time, y'all. We want to get right into it.
And yeah, listen, y'all gonna want to make sure y'all pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. All praise to the Most High. So y'all see the title of the video. This is not clickbait. There's been speculation that we just did this to try to garner some attention or garner some clout. I don't think we need clout. I don't want clout. If I have it, you can have it back. The point is, it's about the truth. And this is, again, not clickbait. Non-Israelites receive salvation. Now,
the PDF, Salakia, the PDF will be in the description box. We did not have enough time to get the PDF for this presentation in the description box, but it will be in the prescription box. This is what we're seeing right now. Disclaimer. This is what we're seeing right now. This is the understanding we come to right now. Non-Israelites receive salvation. If you look at the picture, you can kind of tell what we believe the Bible to be saying in its entirety. All right, I'll praise it. So, me personally, I had questioned rather, and this isn't just about Paul. We're dealing with the whole entire Bible. We got almost 200 slides, and Paul don't even come until the last 100. Probably.
Yeah.
So we don't need Paul to prove this, but you definitely can see that he's clearly in certain instances, in a lot of instances, not talking to ethnic Israelites. So let's go. All right. So what we are not saying the nations won't be judged. We are not saying the nations are not going into captivity. We are not saying God loves everybody. We are not saying Gentiles are equal to Israel in the kingdom. That's what we're not saying. What we are saying, according to the Old Testament and New Testament, non-Israelites who believe can receive salvation at the same time as Israel. How? By believing on the Messiah and keeping the commandments. Can we prove this in the Bible? Absolutely. Without Paul. Their salvation is escaping the plagues, lake of fire, and hardcore bondage. What does the Bible say they'll be? How does it depict it? They will be vassals able to travel to and fro from their homeland to Israel to pay homage. That is basically our mission statement.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Assad.
So here's the definition of a vassal. So the definition is a subordinate, is a subordinate nation serving a superior kingdom, retaining its land, but obligated to serve, obey, and bring goods. That's what we're saying, that you could so-called say good or righteous believing Gentiles will be in the kingdom. They will be a subordinate nation, but they will still be better than most of the other Gentiles who are going to go into hardcore bondage. I want to reiterate that again. We are not at all, and we're going to go into it here momentarily, denying what the Bible says. It says, I'm going a little bit early, it says that Gentiles will go into slavery. It does say that. We're not going to take the Bible and now twist it, but we are also going to look at the Bible in its totality. So let's just keep reading. And here's an example of that. So used in ancient...
No, we could keep going. We could just keep going.
Yeah, that's fine. So let me ask y'all this. Here's an honest question. This isn't necessarily a appeal to anybody's emotions, but this is something that you have to take into consideration. Let's say we, the priest and Hassad, are wrong by saying that all nations can receive salvation. Let's say we're wrong on that. And we stand before God and he says, hey, you guys were teaching that all people can believe in God and keep Torah. You guys were wrong about that. Only Israelites can be saved. What would you guys think our punishment would be on Judgment Day? I'm interested. I'm going to look at the comments just momentarily. What do you guys think the judgment would be? And I'll look for a few seconds, but I want y'all to honestly ask yourselves that. We're still we're still telling people to keep the commandments, that we're the Israelites. We're not believing in the Trinity, all of that. But we just taught other people about God too and told them to keep Torah. Somebody said there wouldn't be a punishment. Nothing, nada, nothing. So even if we're wrong, there's more than likely not nothing bad that could happen to us in the eyes of God in terms of judgment. Think about that. Now, let's get to the next slide. Let's say most of our people are wrong in their ideology, saying that only Israelites can be saved. Imagine if you're saying only Israelites can be saved. And I'm guilty of this right here. A person of another nation comes up to camp and they ask you about God. How can I serve God? What is my purpose? Your purpose is to die. I hate you, Esau. Go play in traffic. Go take a long walk off a short cliff. Go skydive without a parachute. And you shut up the kingdom of heaven unto men. And you're wrong about that. And God says, actually, salvation was for all people. What would your punishment be then? What would your punishment be? Well, we actually know what the punishment would be. Let's keep going.
All praise to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. And shalom to the mighty Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I want to go into this whole Israelites basically kind of, what's the word, bigging up others, bigging up other people, and I don't know, maybe it's more like a give credit to the Gentiles type spirit or whatever. I guess that's a title that I could use if I remember, which I probably won't. Where over here, what is going on with these two things is the fact that you have, number one, these guys, believers away, who are like, ironically, and I don't even know if it's like people don't really keep up with like current events and stuff like that, for him to say stuff like this. Like first things first, he was talking about saying, oh, the Christian church is all about love, the Christian church is this, that, and the third. They're so amazing, so great, and whatever. And the irony in his statement is that he's saying this all within the same time that this freaking woman, I think like a week ago, a week ago, within a week ago, this woman had gone calling churches and asking churches, random churches, not mega churches, but normal churches, hey, can I get some baby formula? And the churches were saying, oh no, we're not helping you, we can't, this, that, and they were making every other excuse. When only, well, I think she said 9, she said only 9 helped, but yet, what's it called? A mosque helped immediately, where she was having all that issue with the churches. So where's that love that this dude was talking about, giving credit? Like, and I don't understand how or what possessed him to think, you know what, I have to give credit to these. Well, I know that's the thing. I do know what possessed him. It's that clout spirit, which is ironic with this dude, what's his name? Hassad, saying, oh, I don't want clout. Like, that clout is all that they want. They've always been about clout. All right, like that's the irony of it, and that's the reason why they do all these whole debates and stuff like that, and why he was saying he wants to keep it quiet, because he knows that it's going to be that big thing in the thing where all the traction. I honestly believe that he actually didn't really want vocab to actually tell. I think he actually thought the vocab was not going to. Oh no, he told vocab, and then vocab asked as the middleman to Captain Tazariak, and then Captain Tazariak, he exposed it. He said, look at what the frick Genesis is doing in trying to make some new doctrine and stuff like that. All right, so and I'm not gonna go into this whole doctrine of well, I might not. I don't know. I'm trying to stick to the main topic. All right, but the main topic of like this whole, in the spirit of trying to please or men pleasers and stuff like that. Where, if I can also remember the placement of that. I think it's Matthew 6. Matthew chapter 6, verse 1. Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have the reward. And this is basically in the spirit of that, where it's not to edify the sheep, but it's more to let me get the most amount of traction, the most amount of attention towards me, so that everyone can say, oh, I'm such a great teacher, I'm such a great debater, I'm such a great whatever and stuff like that. All right, where like that is what it seems, that is what is perceived from someone, speaking as a man. For me personally, when I see them like that, as well as the prolonged, not necessarily interactions, but history and tendencies that they've done, where okay, well, they made certain decisions and the like, which pushes me to said thing. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, you have this this guy who's talking about all these things when, well, Slucky, I just feel like what is this person even talking about? I honestly just feel like, hey, that's the thing, Slucky. That's the thing. I'm not trying to be incoherent, but when there's just so many things at once, it gets a bit hard to, I guess, or to stay organized. But it's like, what is this person talking about when it comes to the worldly thing? Whom is he talking about in particular that is being worldly specifically? You need to, why don't people ever give examples? All right, it's just like, oh, I just see this, I just see that. Well, okay, well, what does that actually mean if you're not even proving any examples? You need to call out said person so said person can get corrected. All right, but of course, people don't actually read the scriptures or care about proper correction. But anyway, continuing on, this person, let's go. This guy, I forgot what his name was, but he was talking about how he saw the most love from Christian churches, which how can that be the case with recent current events proving otherwise? That was basically what I wanted to say. And again, I think this goes back into what I was talking about with Genesis and by extension Sakari, where it is only about clout. When over here, what I speaking on these on them now, I'm not, because I don't want to call them brothers and I don't want to call them Jakes necessarily, but for these Israelites, better, yeah, it's better. For these Israelites, all right, okay. For these Israelites, they are more trying to appeal to everyone, so that okay, let me get the most amount of traction to my organization, because that's oftentimes what I see. Organizations where then there's money, there's the finances and stuff like that, in order for those behind closed doors business deals and stuff like that. All right, so that's where you have stuff like this, where it's like, okay, well, what is the motivation, and how do we know your intentions are sincere? When oftentimes, because that was the thing. What was it? IUIC, they were trying to do a land grab or something like that. I don't remember what it was called, but then I have not heard about anything that happened with that. Like, where did the money go? Where's the stuff? What's the progress looking like, or anything like that? It's just like, these are the type of stuff that you have people that should be cautious of and actually think twice in terms of who you're entrusting your money to, and in general. All right, or just entrusting in general. But continuing on, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? Where that's the thing, the main goal is not necessarily getting waking the elect, but it's more so just fellowshipping just for the sake of having those big numbers. Because if you heard about, I forgot the pastor's name, but there was that one, I don't know, march or whatever, with a bunch of IUIC Israelites had gone to protest or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, that was those large numbers. And do they all actually think the same? Do they all actually break down? Because a lot of times it's not the easiest thing to not necessarily monitor, but foster and teach a bigger classroom rather than a smaller classroom. With a smaller classroom, you can make sure, okay, everyone knows, everyone gets it. But with a big classroom, it's like, okay, you just have to make, that's basically how the American education, not the American education system, the education system in general is. Most education systems, as far as those that copy or are similar to the American education system, or more specifically the Western education system as a whole. All right, but so that was just, I guess that was it. That was basically it. I just thought that this was an important thing because, oh, Slakia, that was the last thing, Slakia. The last thing is you have these people, these multiple Israelites that apparently have this red devil's phone number to call you or for them to call him on a moment's notice is absolutely insane, and I genuinely cannot believe that. I genuinely was surprised when I first heard that. Which this isn't even I didn't even first hear about this today. I heard this a long time ago where they were saying that, yeah, you have, in another debate or whatever, they were saying, oh yeah, you have my phone number, you can just call me up or whatever and stuff like that. I was like, what are you talking about? All right, but it's like that's the absurdity of it, where they are. Oh yeah, that was actually one of the things. Where the hell is it? Okay, Sirach chapter 12. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So why would you allow him to have such sensitive and personal information? All right, like that's basically like what's it called? Like I don't know, Art of War 101, where why would you get? Also, that was another thing where this guy is also posting pictures of his family and stuff like that. Like, why are people copying the freaking customs of Babylon? All right, especially with all the freaking predators that's going around and having evil intent. All right, like why would you do this? Why are you promoting this type of terrible behavior? All right, and apparently he posted this. This is not anyone that stole his thing. He posted this up in the thing. You can go to his channel clearly and see he put this up himself. All right. So yeah, with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, Yahawashi, Yahawadah, Shem, Kwak, Wadash, the honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, about ball and shalom.